I was gonna come out on video and talk to you guys specifically about the RH25 tonight and why it's one of my favorite forward clip-on mounted thermals, helmet mounted, handheld, and even a standalone thermal monocular. But I think that there's some other important information that we should discuss in general about thermal and the thermal market altogether. And frankly, I'm a little frustrated. So we're gonna talk about the RH25, I promise. We're gonna talk about why I love it. But we've got some important things to cover as well. Let's get into it. You know, when I do these videos, typically I have an introduction and then we have some kind of spicy B-roll, and we've got this formula that we follow. We created a style for all of our brands. And as I was debating here with Brenton about what we were going to talk about tonight, we started discussing a topic that really frustrates the crap out of me. Before I dive into that topic and I explain why I think it is so pertinent that you pay attention to thermal tech now, that there's a window of time now that if you want it, you can get into it. I do want to say that the RH25 is an amazing unit. If you like what we do here at my channel, you like what we do at TA Targets, Arcane, and the new brand Exodus Overland that we just soft launched. If you like what we do and you appreciate what we're doing in culture, please consider supporting us at any of the brands. If you're looking for a thermal monocular that can be clip-on mounted, helmet mounted, handheld, and even used as a standalone unit, the RH25 is really second to none. It is an amazing unit. It is $1,500 off. If you're watching this video, you've been on the fence, please consider it. Obviously don't make bad financial decisions, but it is an amazing unit at a discount, and we don't know how long that discount is going to be available, so it will end without notice. But that's not the broader point of this video. The broader point of this video is the fact that I see the writing on the wall, and what I see happening and what I'm very nervous for is a general push of United States companies that are in the market of defense work, DoD stuff. They work with SOCOM, military contracts, government contracts, things like that, teaming up together to basically make units like the RH25 impossible for you guys to get. Now, one thing I want to make abundantly clear is I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not saying that that's a guarantee that that's what's going to happen, but I watched how our government rallied around TikTok and effectively banned it, or they're working to effectively ban it. And who benefits from that? Basically, the United States companies that are conglomerates that work with the NSA, that spy on all of us, provide data, sell our data, all of this stuff that we say China evil, and yet these companies in the US are doing it at the exact same level, but they're in bed with our own government. I saw that go down. We've heard the rumors of different drones being subject to tariffs and restrictions, and in some cases the conversation has been about an outright ban of that technology. And let me just give you some insider information and things that I understand and how they work. United States companies have a vested interest in not allowing China to come into our country and outsell and outperform them. And because of that, they're willing to literally make it impossible for you to get good products like this RH25, and they would rather you either have subpar products, or the moment that government contracts open up, they will absolutely say, screw you, United States citizen, we're gonna arm the military and our government instead of you. Whereas there's other companies from outside the US, not always China, but other countries as well, that will happily sell to the armed citizen. And what a hypocrisy it is in this nation that we are more concerned about our own freaking government coming in and saying, because the core technology of a unit like this is made in China, that you can't have it. And then the only other option that you have is to go get something like a Nox 18 that doesn't even remotely perform to the level of this RH25. And that's even if you can get it. Because once the only option is United States-based thermals, you're screwed. Now, again, did somebody tell me that that's a guarantee? No. All I'm doing is putting some puzzle pieces together and saying, holy crap, if they did it with TikTok and they're pushing it for drones, what is going to happen with our thermal technology? And that's a question that I think you should be wrestling with. Now, one thing I want to make abundantly clear with this particular video, I'm not going to fearmonger you into buying thermal. If you don't have the money, please don't buy thermal, it's reckless. if you have the means and you're looking to get into thermal, I would suggest that you at least pay attention to the market and what's going on, because it really irritates me seeing how fast we are willing to just completely eliminate one sector of the market that is actually bringing affordable thermal and night vision to you, and then say, you know what, no, screw those guys, we're not gonna allow you to buy that because, you know, my freedom, and instead we'll support the communist regime at home, and they don't even care about you. They'll ban your guns, they'll ban your thermal, they'll try to ban your night vision, your body armor, every fighting tool that you have. Our government has a vested interest in you not owning it, because you owning it, that's the teeth of liberty. That's the thing that makes you unconquerable. So think about that. Now, I'm gonna talk about the RH25 because I think it's important, but I think the broader message here is, we as citizens of this amazing nation, a nation that I'm proud to be a citizen of, that I'm proud of its history, both good and bad, the fact that it has literally created one of the best little sections of freedom that our world has ever experienced, and our religion and ethics and morality drove that from the beginning, and now when it's all vacant and gone, no freaking wonder everything is crumbling around us. We owe it to ourselves to fight for those rights, and how ironic that companies that are owned or at least affiliated with China are more willing to equip us with this tech than our own companies here in the US and our government. But I digress, that's not the point of this video. Guys, I do want to talk about the RH25 because it is one of my favorite units. It's a very potent unit. I'm going to talk a little bit about the pros of it, the cons. I'm not going to go into all the specs because frankly, this video already went down a rabbit hole that I wasn't really expecting to go down. We have plenty of other content over on the Arcane YouTube channel. So if you want to check out that content, please go over to Arcane. We'll put a card up here. We'll put a link down in the description. Make sure you subscribe to. A lot of you may not know that we have another YouTube channel as well. Same team, same guys, same ownership of the company, but just a little bit of a different mission. You should check it out. But the RH25 in general fulfills many roles. It can be a handheld unit, clip-on. It can be forward mounted like this, which that's clip-on. It can be helmet mounted. You can even use this as a standalone unit. And there's very few units that offer the performance of the RH25 and offer all of the versatility of the RH25. In addition to all of that, you've got the internal recording. You've got the high resolution core. You have the ability to mount it in so many different configurations. I mean, you can go from mounted on your rifle to mounted on your head in a matter of seconds. And there's just not that many units out there that are going to afford that same level of ability that this one is going to afford you. For years past, the RH25 was around the $6,000 mark. At the time of making this video, they're on sale for $4,000. So I think $39.99, but check all that information down in the description. And that's a limited sale, but when you look at the potency of a unit like this and the capability that it offers you, it's a crazy bargain. The use case for a unit like the RH25 to me is the regular citizen, nothing fancy citizen, just a regular person like you and me, that wants the ability to be able to defeat people that just have night vision alone. Because in this day and age, with all of the thermal that's running around, if you don't have thermal imaging in some capacity on your crew of people, your community, you are missing out on a capability. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get killed in the streets like some people say, but you are missing out on a major advantage that thermal will give you. So even if it's just having one unit like an RH25, you're adding capability that night vision alone is not going to give you. In addition to the head-borne aspects of this unit, you are also going to gain, obviously, the weapon capabilities. So a weapon like this, like my Zev 16-inch, of course I've got my D-Ball D2 on the front of it, so I have illumination, I've got an offset red dot, I can aim passively with this thing. In the daylight hours, it's extremely accurate, but as soon as nighttime falls, if I have to take even a remotely distant shot, having some kind of a clip-on like the RH25 gives me that functionality. I've never been a fan of the big PVS 30s or UNSSRs or anything around that flavor of night vision clip-on. They basically weigh 1 to 3 pounds and they just add so much bulk to the top of your rifle. With an RH25, you get to add capability without a ton of weight. It's small enough you can throw it in your pocket, backpack. It's durable enough because of that aluminum housing that it's going to take a beating. So I do believe that a concerned citizen, a regular person like you and me that has fighting equipment like this rifle, the gear, community comms, vehicles, all that stuff, should have some level of thermal capability. And I just wanted to come out on this video and say, there's an opportunity. If it matches your needs, take advantage of it. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm not trying to push you guys to an RH25, but it is one of the most versatile and potent units on the market. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think we're at serious risk of our government banning tech like the RH25 or similar units? Do you think that that's just hearsay? What is your take on the proliferation of Chinese thermals in general? I'd love to have a conversation down in the comment section. And I'm curious if you see the benefits of having access to units like this, like I do, because that's where I'm at. I see it as, frankly, the Chinese government apparently, or at least Chinese companies, are doing more currently to equip US citizens than US companies are, which I find absurd in a real republic, not a faux republic or banana republic. In a real republic, you want people armed with gear like this. So if this is the right unit for you guys, there's a link down in the description. It's gonna take you right over to the product page. I appreciate your support over the years. I appreciate the subscribes and how many of you have engaged with this channel. I do apologize that I don't post as much as I once did, but we do have a whole series of videos coming out, and I think you guys are gonna appreciate and enjoy them at the very least. And as always, stay well, stay safe. I will catch you guys in the next video.